I want you to know that I've been waiting my whole life to do this talk. And what I'm going to talk about today is what is agape, or what is love? For almost 70 years of my life, I have looked at this topic to try to understand it because it was always so confusing for me. And I feel I'm at a point where I have something to offer that may help you see it more clearly than maybe you've ever seen it before. So when I was starting the Agape Center for Spiritual Living, I was asked, why did we choose the name agape? Well, first off, let me tell you what agape means. Agape means unconditional love in Greek. And when we got together as a group and we visioned for what should we name our center, that word kept coming up. Ergo, we became the Agape Spiritual Center. So what does agape mean? Agape is the love of God operating through the human heart, according to Dr. Martin Luther King. I think there's no other way, or almost better way to say it. The love of God, the love of the infinite, operating through the human heart, not the mind, the heart. What a beautiful expression for love. You see, agape, love, is pure. It is a love without flaws. In other words, there is no judgment. Because in order to see flaws, there must be judgment. And all the great masters, all the great teachers talk that love and judgment are completely opposite of each other. In studying with my friend Dr. John Demartini, his definition of love is the synchronicity and synthesis of complementary opposites. The synchronicity happening at the specific time, and synthesis, bringing together of complementary opposites. In other words, it's seeing the perfect balance in life. And when you see the perfect balance in life, you can accept the event, the person, exactly as it is, because it's balanced. You see, love is the realization that everything is already perfect. That to me says everything. In other words, if I realize that everything is perfect, I can accept it without judgment. So for me, love and acceptance are interchangeable. In the world today, we hear about love, unconditional love and conditional love. I'm here to say this: there is no such thing as conditional love. You are either loving someone or you're not. Conditional love means there's judgment. If there's judgment, there is no love. So let's just break it down. You're either loving or you are not loving. You see, in love, there is no judgment. There's only total acceptance. Now, to understand that, you've got to take yourself out of the human persona, the human ego, and you've got to elevate yourself from the perspective of being the infinite God. And if you are the infinite, meaning there is nothing other than the infinite, there's nothing for it to compare against. Therefore, when it becomes the observer, there is no judgment. There is only love. It's pure acceptance of all that is. And when we are loving, there is total acceptance of life, of others, and of ourselves. And let me say this, in my experience, the best I've come to know is love always begins with ourselves. Until we can accept ourselves, there's no possibility we can accept others. Until we can accept ourselves, there's no possibility that we can accept life. So in this respect, be selfish. I know that's a terrible thing to say when you're saying be loving and then be selfish. No, be selfish. Be selfish that you're going to love others, accept yourself as you are. Be selfish, that you are not going to conform your authenticity to anyone else's desires or wishes. You are committed to being yourself. And you're also inclusive in that you're giving them the same right. You see, that to me, as selfishness, is a blessing. Selfishness, when you're trying to deprive someone else, that's a whole different concept. But selfish about putting your focus on you being the greatest love, no matter what everyone else says. You see, you can't make anyone happy. You can't do anything to make anyone feel better. Only they can. And when we start to realize that, we understand that all the work is within us. You see, love is the realization of perfect balance. It is knowing that everything is already perfect. It is indeed the experience of oneness. You see, in a human form, in our bodies, in our ego, in our persona, we move in and out of balance. We only have moments where we experience love. Brief moments. You see, I've come to understand that those moments of perfect balance are the points between thoughts. They are the spaces between breath. There is no yin or yang. There is no contrast. It is that point of perfect balance between. It is through meditation that we find our greatest gateway to the experience of love. It is in meditation that we calm our mind, we relax our body so that we can be still and know the I am. But when we have the experience of oneness, of knowing the I am, we don't know it until we've come out of it. You see, we as humans, we romanticize love. We build up all these grand and glorious stories of romance and all of that. But I'm going to share with you that I have a belief that love is not romantic. And it certainly has nothing to do with sex. Nothing at all. We have so anthropomorphized this infinite expression that we call love to make it so that it fits our senses, our biological needs, and our ego's cravings. We have developed a belief that like and love are the same, and they're not. My granddaughter, who's 3, Claire, does this all the time. I love you, Baba. I love you, Nona. I love you, Schnooky. That's one of her dogs. I love the unicorns. I love this. Do you see, at 3, she's already been domesticated into a definition of love. It's really not love. She likes us. Liking means that the vibration of her personality resonates with the vibration of my personality. You see, love is not an emotional response to an outside stimuli or person. That would be conditional. Love is not conditional. That's the key to remember. Love is not conditional. Love is to know the truth. And the truth is that we're all unique and whole expressions of the infinite. You see, like and lust are subjective, instinctual experience based on the frequency of our emotional persona and our physical nature. We're attracted to someone because there's a vibration in our personalities that like the other person. They're like us in frequency because everything is energy, everything is frequency. Like frequencies like each other. So the persona, the emotional frequency we put out is attracted to an emotional frequency like us. From the standpoint of the physical nature, it's all hormonal. When you really break it down, I was having this discussion with my wife. And sex has nothing to do with love. Sex is a hormonal response between two people. And then because of that hormonal response, it's an agreement between the two people to engage in the physical act of co-creation. It's natural for us to desire because we have an instinct DNA that wants to procreate to keep the species alive. We've romanticized it and said it's love. And yet, how many times does that type of love disappear? Because it's conditional. Can the hormonal response stop? You bet it can. Can the liking stop? You bet it can. Can the loving stop? It should never have to stop because it's not conditioned on anything. You're saying, I accept myself as I am. I accept you as you are. I accept life as it is. It is not conditioned on whether I like it or I'm responding to it with my physical hormones. Do you see there's a real strong difference there? See, I can love you and not like you and not desire you physically. I can love you and physically desire you. I can like you and love you. I can like you and physically desire you. I can just physically desire you and not like you and not love you. Do you see? Now, I believe the ideal relationship, the relationship of living in a life partner in balance for me, is that I accept you as you are, I like you, and I'm physically attracted to you. With my wife, that is the agreement I have. Those three are in alignment. We both support that. With most everyone else that's in my life, I simply love them and I spend time based on how much I like them. You see, I understand that time is our greatest asset. It's our greatest thing that we value. So I spend time with people that I like. It makes my life flow. I like being in the flow. And when I like someone, I find that we support each other. And I truly believe that the purpose of any relationship, whether it's a life partner, whether it's a parental relationship, whether it's a friendship, a business relationship, I believe that that purpose is to support and grow each other and to experience fun and enjoy life together. You see, if God is love, then the experience of love is an experience of the infinite. How do you describe an experience of the infinite? It is a realization that is beyond the mind and the body and cannot be felt with human emotions or our senses. That is why I cannot describe love. I can describe the feelings of liking someone. I can describe the feelings of a sexual relationship with someone. But I can't describe love because it's a feeling of oneness, of the infiniteness, and the senses are limited. They can never, ever experience all that is, because in order to do that, there must be contrast. There must be duality. In love, duality doesn't exist. You see, love needs nothing because it is everything. It is perfect and there is nothing missing. So when we're talking about our soul, that one part of us that is one with all that is, and people say, I'm looking for a soulmate. No, that's the persona. That's the ego. That's the body that's looking for a partner to experience life. The soul needs nothing because it is already perfect. There is nothing missing from that aspect of us that is the soul. I've come to this idea that love is living in a state of gratitude. Gratitude for everything. It is in gratitude for everything that we can know wholeness. When we can know wholeness, we know oneness. That's why the spiritual practice at night before you go to bed of being grateful for everything that happened in your day takes you into the state of love. And once you're in a state of love, the depth of your sleep will be so refreshing, so wonderful, so feeling, it cannot be replaced by any other. To live in love is to accept and fully experience everything. We do not need more love. We just need to become aware, more aware, that we are already it. Do you see? We don't have to go searching for love. It's right where we are. It's in our perception of how we view ourselves, how we view others, and how we view life. Love is a state of being. It is a journey that is never ending because we're seeking to experience the infinite. And that journey, my friends, will last for eternity. And that is why I believe we never die. We have a divine purpose, and that is to know God. That is to know love. This quality, this calling exists within everyone. And love has given us the freedom to discover it in our own unique and perfect way. Do you see that? Love is freedom. And it, the divine, the infinite, gave itself as unique expressions of us the freedom to find it in any way without judgment. The infinite does not judge. It is not Santa Claus keeping track of whether you've been naughty or nice. God is love. It accepts. And you are a part of it. You are accepting. Wouldn't it be nice if you could look at yourself through the eyes of love? You see, love, or agape, is simply the realization that we are already perfect, and so is everybody else. Are you looking for meaning in your life? Are you looking to find your power and live an empowered and fulfilling life? Hi, my name is Reverend Lee Wallach, and I'm here to present you with an opportunity that could transform your life. If you are seeking a deeper meaning to life and just don't know where to look, the answer you're looking for is right where you are, right here, right now, but you just don't see it. I have discovered through the work with Dr. John Demartini that every person has a hierarchy of values, and this hierarchy determines our destiny. Our values are not human qualities, but rather those areas of our life where we have the greatest voids or we simply want more. If you would like to discover what are your top 3 to 5 values, I've been trained in a process that allows you to figure them out and bring clarity to what is truly important to you. When we know the highest values, our top 3 to 5 values, we now make them the basis of every decision we make, and in doing so, we begin to create a fulfilling life. I have done this process with hundreds of individuals, and I promise you, you will find a deeper clarity for your life, which is unique to you, which will lead you to your destiny. If this interests you, please go to the agapespiritualcenter.com, go to the Spiritual Coaching tab, and click on the Values Determination session for more information and to sign up. This session will be a one-on-one opportunity for you and I to sit down, and I will guide you through a process where you determine what is most important to you. So again, go to agapespiritualcenter.com, go to the Spiritual Coaching tab, click on the Values Determination process, and sign up for more information or to get this. I invite you to give yourself this gift because it can change your life, it can provide meaning for your life, and it can have an impact not only on you, but everyone you come in contact with. I hope to be with you soon as we explore your life together.